Zoe, I'm going to start off this episode in this series with my Bengali lamb biryani, which has lots of spices in it, which give you lots of flavour, but not the spice that gives you the heat. So that's what I like.
Aromatics. I love this. Yum.
Now, I've got some garlic here. I'm going to get you to chop up that garlic nice and fine, the ginger as well.
Lovely.
I've also got an onion here, and what I'm going to do with the onion is just slice it nice and fine all the way through. If you wanted, you could chop it up in a blender if you wanted to, but I reckon you can chop it a lot faster with a sharp knife. Good sharp knife is the only way to go.
I always find if you can just know a couple of spices and their flavours, you can add them to so many different things and they can really transport a flavour from boring to something really lovely.
They certainly can. Now, what I've done with my pot, I've got it nice and hot. You can see a bit of smoke coming off it. I wanted to get this going really fast and I want to keep the heat in it. So I'll turn it up nice and high. Now I'll put in the ghee. I think it's perfect.
I'm a fan of ghee. You know, it's a very, very solid fat to use and there's a bit of a, confusion as to how much we should use. I don't think that's quite the volume we need to use, but...
The more, the better for me. Now, the reason I wanted it nice and hot is I wanted to get it going really well and get all those spices in there. Now, I've got some curry leaves here, which, if you can strip off a couple of these, maybe not as authentic as you want for a Bengali dish, but I love the flavour of them. Now, I've also got some bay leaves here. I'm going to put 3 bay leaves in because I love them. Bay leaves are great. If you ever come across a tree as you're walking around, just snap off a branch, maybe tell the owner first, and you can hang them up in your kitchen.
See, Adrian hasn't changed, everybody, over the last year.
Certainly haven't. I'll keep on going. Now, I've added some saffron in there and I want to get some flavour in there. Some people soak the saffron in water or they toast it. I'm just going to throw it straight in. I've also got some fennel seeds, which will give it lovely flavour.
It's great for digestion, fennel seeds.
Now, can you grab some of that coriander and just give it a rough chop for me? No problem. I've got some turmeric, some ground cardamom and some cumin seed as well that have all been toasted. In they go as well. Can you smell it?
Look, I just love flavours like this. My mum used to take us to India when we were young and she does the best Indian cooking.
Oh, fantastic. And I'll throw it all in like that. And just the spices are the things that really bring it out. And look at this pan. It's able to hold the heat, which is the thing I like. If you're going to cook something like this, you need to hold the heat. Now, we need some lamb. If you can bring over that lamb there and the currants and the pistachios.
Yeah, I can do all of that.
Now, I've got about half a cup of currants go straight in there like that. In they go. And I've also got some pistachios, a full packet. It's about 60 grams.
Pistachios, I mean, such a beautiful flavour, that sweet nut, protein, good fats.
And now I just break apart the lamb. See how the minced lamb is one big solid piece. But what I do is just sort of break it apart like this. Can you grab that spoon and stir it in for me? We've got a minute or so to while the onions are still caramelising and everything's coming together.
It looks beautiful. I mean, the colours look amazing. Really, the saffron and the turmeric, they've got such amazing colours. It just sort of bleeds into everything.
Fantastic. Now, with the lamb, you could break it right up, but I like to leave it in little lumpy bits because it will cook in the oven for about 20 minutes or so. Now, I put a little bit of salt in there before, but whenever I'm cooking meat, I always put plenty of salt in there. Salt loves meat and meat loves salt. They go so well together.
That good quality salt. So this is good Aussie salt.
See, the colour in there is amazing and the smell is probably the thing that's really impressive for me. A good old twist of black pepper, nice and chunky and coarse.
Adrian, this is great.
Can you pass me the rice and then bring that stock over as well? That's it, throw it in. You throw the rice in. Okay. What I'll do is I'll stir it in. Now, when you're cooking rice, it's a good idea to measure it. So what I've done, Zoe, is I've got 2 cups of rice. I need about 2.5 cups of liquid. And I'm using stock now, a lovely brown stock. So basically, for every cup of rice that you use, you want about 1.25 cups of liquid. A little trick is I did use some hot stock. There's a little cheat, but it actually gets it all going really quickly.
For everybody.
And what I do now is pop the lid on it. This is going in the oven for 20 minutes at 185 degrees Celsius. What I'll do is I'll pick this up. If you could open the oven door and slide that rack out. Have a look at that.
Yum.
Cooked all the way through. Now, I'll give you a tip, Zoe. What I like to do with a rice dish like this is I take it off and just let it sit for, 5 minutes or so, just to soak up all the last bit of liquid.
Nice.
And there we go. Look at that.
Oh, look, that's a good tip, actually. I haven't heard of doing that before.
Yeah, I often do that. Now, I've got some yogurt to serve with it. You can have labna. You can serve just about anything. Pop a bit of yogurt on top. I think it cuts the spice beautifully. And, of course, a little bit of coriander on the side there to make it look pretty. Tuck into that. Tell me what you think. Here we go. Tell me if it's worthy of the first episode.
Oh, yum. I mean, I love the currants. The currants are really beautiful. It's that little pop of sweetness. You know what? I love this recipe. I'm going to try it myself with a couple of small adaptations.
Well, I can't wait to try your cauliflower, Zoe.